Now I would like to talk a bit about how frogs reproduce and about their life cycle. Different frog species need different places to reproduce and to have babies. Some prefer a lot of reeds, some prefer shallow water and deep water. So a habitat and a wetland that has really lots of different habitats, that's the best for a lot of frog species. When the frogs breed, they call it a life cycle, a metamorphosis. This means traumatic changes happen from when the frog is born first to when it becomes an adult. When frogs want to mate, the daddy frog calls and calls and calls to find a friend. The lady frog comes and finds the daddy frog, and when they mate, the lady frog says, "Thank you very much for singing and being so patient with me, and I will give you a piggyback as a reward." And then the male frog can take a break and sit on the back of the female frog, and then they start laying their eggs. And they lay lots and lots of eggs. You can see that here. And the eggs just float in the water. Often the frogs make clumps of eggs. They really look like little nests. And this is how they look when you look closer. You see the tiny tadpoles in there. And it takes a few days for the tadpoles to get out of the egg and start swimming about. Here you can see tiny, tiny tadpoles. And they have a long tail and a tiny head. The tadpole hatchlings are so small, they don't have much energy to swim far, but they hang on to things and start munching away on algae so that they can fatten up and grow quickly. When they grow a bit, they can swim a bit longer, and at the same time they get rid of their gills, they lose their gills, and they start developing lungs, and then they come up to the water surface and start breathing there. They must watch out that other animals don't eat them. Tadpoles will grow and grow, and then eventually they will start developing legs. First the hind legs, that's the back legs, and then at the end the front legs. And you can see the whole body is changing. The eyes getting bigger, the mouth gets wider, and the whole body is changing. Slowly but surely, the tail is reabsorbed into the body. It's a bit like a lunch packet. There's lots of energy stored in that tail, and the frog can use that energy when it goes on land and leaves the water to survive without needing to feed and find food straight away. And then the circle is closed when it's an adult frog that lives on land and likes to eat yummy grubs and other insects. And then this adult frog will look for a mate, and then the cycle will start again.